So good morning, everyone. I'm actually going to move my dishwasher over. This is another attempt at me making a general opinion vlog while cooking video. I tried one the other day. It didn't work out real well because my daughter came home and we ended up having just a totally random, boring conversation. I'm really not feeling well today. Pain started about 6 o'clock last night, which reminds me I wanted to put my oil on because Charlotte's Web hemp oil is like the only thing that really helps. But I think I'm gonna wait a little while to do that because see where the pain actually kind of is. For the first time in over a week, I'm having leg pain again. My spine was just hurting last night. The last 3 nights at work, because it's Thursday now, I was doing really well. So the goal in my work center, just for number's sake, we're going to say is 130, which it is. I'm not going to explain exactly what all that means right now, because it probably would be proprietary and I could get in trouble. But anyway, Monday night we had a meeting. I had an observation, and usually those things should have led to about 10 or 15 minutes of what they called on production time, which would have dropped the number that I was supposed to do. So in my opinion, I should have had a goal of 127 or 128. I did 138. Tuesday night I went in, I was not feeling quite as good as I was Monday night, but I still managed to get 132, although I swear I did 133 and the computer just screwed up the numbers, but whatever. So it was 100, so the official tallies by the work computers are 106% and 101%. By mine, they're a little different, but who cares, right? Last night I felt myself slowing down and my spine's starting to hurt a little bit, and sometimes when I do this, but I'm not sure if it's this or the coming back, I get a pain in here and I can just kind of feel everything. But this is the SI joint, this is the side of the SI joint that bothers me. And I haven't had pain one side or the other in a long time. It's definitely central on my spine, which I like to believe shows that my weight training is helping and I'm getting some core strength back. But yeah, so last night that started hurting around 6 o'clock, and by lunchtime I put my hemp oil on, my Charlotte's Web CBD oil, and it helped. But then we moved departments, and so I did terribly in my new department. So last night before we left, I should have hit 65. I hit 62. Could have hit 63 had I not needed to clean up my station as much as I did. So, but as a night, I was in really bad pain. It's funny because bending was hard, moving went slow. But like, it's not like standing like this, I had a lot of intense pain, but the moving was hard. And so I would say by the end of the night, I was kind of near tears and nauseous about the whole prospect. And that's really psychologically hard because when you weren't used to moving a lot and doing a lot, and I've worked physically since 2010, except for a year and a half. And I think it's funny because I blamed 10 years of working in retail and being on a hard concrete floor and being on my feet all day long for causing a lot of my problems. And then after sitting for a year and a half, they were kind of worse because everything would seize up. So that makes working with my employer to try and find how to rectify the situation very difficult. And now they're actually talking about intermittent disability leave, so when I'm having a couple bad days here or there, I wouldn't be penalized for calling out, which I don't do. And that's the other part, is I don't know until I show up at work how I feel. So right now I feel pretty crappy, but I know darn well that once I get to work and my body starts moving, that I might feel a lot better, like everything will work itself out. But then sometimes I end up feeling worse, and I don't know until I'm about 2 hours in. But anyway, so that is the backstory. So my daughter has work Tuesday, Wednesday, and she works tomorrow because she took Saturday off for a football game. She doesn't like my weird meal kits. She thinks they're vegetarian food, trying to be real food. She likes my natural cooking better, which is a huge compliment. I do appreciate that. But now this one is the last Green Chef meal, which is over a week old, and I've never opened it. And it's the Cajun blackened rice bowl. So it sounds really good. But what I'm going to do is I had in the freezer to try and entice my daughter to get on board again. I think this is from, pretty sure this is from Hungry Root. I have some Rastelli's sirloin beef cubes, so I'm thawing those out now. I'm gonna make those on the side using some of the Cajun blackened rice spices. So I thought this would be a fun video because I had not even opened this bag, and to see how everything held up for the week in the fridge unopened. So I have to say, I like HelloFresh, and the way they do the spices was from one of my HelloFresh kits, because on the back there are the ingredients for the spice blends, so I can try to recreate them. So that's really cool, but this just says blackening spices. So I can guarantee there's probably like paprika in there, because it's so good. So let's see. Scallion, still looks great. Oh cool, cauliflower is already in chunks, so I'm going to break that apart a little more. Tomato didn't hold up real well, but it's a little soft. But celery, I'm a fan of celery. Lime. Huge onion, I can guarantee I'm not going to use all of that. Not a fan. This is the vegetable stock, which we're going to need that soon. More celery. Again, produce looks great after a week in the fridge. Pecan. The rice. It's actually going to go over here. So I'm going to start with the rice. Vegan paprika Dijon aioli. Okay, and a little baggie of corn. Okay, so ingredients-wise, this does not look that exciting. I'm already a little disappointed. The recipe sounds wonderful, but based on the ingredients I see, not my normal cup of tea. So, let's see, we're going to put this vegetable stock. I lost my good scissors, my good kitchen scissors. They gotta be right here, so, turn underneath all these recipes. I've been looking for them for days. I've already preheated the oven. That is the dog getting into the cat bowls. They're empty, but she's just pulling them all apart to see if there's any food in there. Because, of course, no one feeds the dog. No, there's not a full bowl of dog food sitting right next to me. Alright, so. Anybody else having a really crazy week? So my week started with my checkbook being depleted because I paid the homeowner's insurance that my mortgage company was supposed to pay, and they paid it on the same day, so hopefully I'll be getting a check from someone soon. Dean, what are you doing? And then it turns out I had one check outstanding that I forgot about because I emptied my checkbook to pay for the homeowner's insurance unexpectedly, because that's $700, and how many people randomly have $700 extra in their account? That one check I had outstanding technically bounced, but the bank texted me and I moved some money from savings, prevented that, and I turned on the wrong order, as I often do. So this morning, well, yesterday I finally got my Lowe's bill for the appliances in our new laundry room, and I went with online billing because they encouraged you to do so, and it's a credit card that I don't really intend to use because I don't do home improvement projects often. So I got it, but I seem to have physically lost the card, so I can't log on to see my account and set up copay. So I called them this morning, and they were able to take my payment over the phone, even though there's normally a $10 charge to do so, because I couldn't get their system to work with me because I didn't have the correct information. So then they're going to take that out of my checkbook in the next couple days, which is fine because I have the money in savings specifically for that. So I went to go to my online banking to transfer the money into my checking account, and it said I didn't have any accounts. So I went onto the app, and it just said, nope, you can't transfer money. And I thought, well, maybe because I bounced a check, they're mad at me, so they won't let me transfer money. And I called the bank, and they're like, no, we don't see a problem, and we haven't heard of any problems with the system, so you'll have to call the 800 number. And then, of course, that requires a mobile banking PIN, which I don't have because I don't do mobile banking. But at this point, at my age, pretty much getting pretty good at hitting zero and navigating voice menus until the poor AI gets so frustrated they connect you with a human. And so they transferred the money to my account, and they almost gave all of the money and put it in my daughter's checking account, which, can you imagine dropping $2,000 in a teenager's checking account? That would be one heck of a fast food trip. So yeah, I said, no, please don't do that. And sorry, blanked out there. So, and then me being me, I was going to transfer $2,000.92 because that was the interest payment for last month, and I like my savings account to have nice round numbers. But she did the transfer for me and didn't transfer the 92 cents. And she was like, okay, do you want to know your balance now? And I'm like, I know exactly what my balance is. I just can't see it because your banking app doesn't see it anymore. So, and also I'd done an editing project for my friend Bill, the editor of the Cauliflower series. His next book is coming out. And the email seems to have gotten lost in the mail, and I can't find it, although I found the companion email that I sent to my graphic designer friend and my business partner, Gail, because he had some questions about what was happening in the manuscript getting ready for layout, and I wanted her to kind of confirm what he should do. So there's no record of me actually replying to Bill, and I remember doing the work because it was just kind of like a follow-up that he had some questions and stuff that I had edited. So yeah, so I had to sort that out, and I'm debating whether or not I should call out from work or go to work. So I kind of think I might need the rest, that something in my body isn't right. I just might need to rest, but it's very psychologically difficult when you suddenly can't do as much physical work as you used to, especially when you are used to supporting yourself and your family and prospect of not being able to really care. So the directions here say to take this cauliflower, put it in a bowl. We're supposed to cut it into bite-sized pieces if necessary, and then drizzle some oil on it and the spices. That's too tiny. Roasted cauliflower, if you've never done it, take a piece of cauliflower a little bigger than this. Put it on a cookie sheet so you have enough room between the pieces. Even something like this would be fine, but you just want to have them consistent so that they don't burn. But anyway, my recipe for roasted cauliflower that everyone on earth seems to love. Take those pieces of cauliflower and just brush them with olive oil, sprinkle them with salt, and then put them in the oven at like 425 for like 15 minutes, and then every 6 minutes or so, like kind of roll them around so you get all the sides. And when they get a little bit blackened, pull them out of the oven. So it might take 15 minutes, it might take 45, it depends on the size of your pieces, and just eat them hot like that. It's a recipe for popcorn cauliflower, it's called, because it's salty and buttery like popcorn. Can't remember what big fancy highfalutin culinary magazine I got it from. Might have been Bon Appetit, not sure. Used to love Bon Appetit. My husband used to call that my porn, because I'd sit there on the couch and make noises as if I was watching porn. So anyway. Alright, so. Voila. So yeah, it's a really great way to make cauliflower. So they're basically doing the same thing here, except they're doing it with Cajun blacking spices. Which I wish I knew what they were, because I want to replicate them for the beef, because we're going to add beef to this wonderfully vegan recipe. So, and as usual, should have used a bigger bowl. I think the name of my YouTube channel should be should have used a bigger bowl. Alright, so let's do salt and pepper first. That's a lot. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to do a little bit of this cooking, a little bit more babbling, and then I'm probably going to turn the video off and upload it. And if you want to see the final result, you'll have to check my website or my Instagram. My website is angelackerman.com, and my Instagram is also angelackerman. Because eventually I will run out of things to say. And it's not going to be this exciting to so much. And saute. So yeah, okay. Maybe I can do that sooner rather than later. There you go. This is a lot of spices. I'm going to use about half of it. 'Cause it's a lot. Some of these recipes use way more spices than I normally would. And I like spices. Are they trying to make vegetables more exciting for people? I once, there was once a fancy patisserie in Phillipsburg that opened when my daughter was a baby, or maybe while I was pregnant, and then we frequented it when she was a baby. Eventually they started serving dinner. Very posh place. That wasn't a word back then, but she actually stressed herself out so much that it delayed the opening of the restaurant because she wanted everything to be just so imperfect. And she said something that always stuck with me, stayed with me. She said that her cuisine, she said that her cuisine didn't use a whole lot of spices because she wanted the flavors, the natural flavors of the food and the quality ingredients to come through and be what you tasted. So you wouldn't order something because you wanted to taste, for example, something Cajun. You would order it because you enjoyed the cauliflower. So this is what I don't want to tilt it too much, so these really should be a little further apart in my opinion, but I'm using this little pan. Make things a little easier to clean. So, how long do they say to roast for? Oh, it said the foil line. Oh well. 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, so my timer is 11 minutes on the rice. So when we'll actually check it when it dings, and then we'll kind of shush it around, and put it back in for another 10 minutes or so. So I'm gonna stop this and watch some TV, and maybe I'll check in with you later. Thanks so much.